Hello and welcome back to another spooky reading vlog. So this is going to be for the second half of October. And so I have a stack of books that I'm hoping to get to, so that's what we're going to talk about today. First, I have White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is like the first book I'm going to be reading this week. I'm super hyped to get into it. All I really know is this is her take on like The Haunting of Hill House, and I love her books. She's an auto-buy author for me. Everything's always really plot twisty and makes you think, and I want this so bad. So I've been told it's a really fast read, so I'm hoping that's true and that I'm going to fly through this, and I can't wait to talk about it. My other, I have to read priority book is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. This is the ARG Booked book club pick for October, so I have to read this month so that we can talk about it and have a live show and stuff. So I'm also very excited for this because I've only ever heard anyone say they loved it. I've never heard a negative opinion about this book, so I'm hoping that I also love it. I don't really know too much beyond that it's witches, and I think it's historical, but I don't know if it's like Salem witches, just some kind of like female empowerment witchy stuffs. So I'm really excited to read this too. So those are like my definitely gonna reads. And then I have two that maybe I'll get to. I don't know. Based on the first half of the month where I only read 3 books, I don't know how much I'm going to get done. So I have 2 books here that I would really like to get to. First, I have The Hollow Girl by Hilary Monahan. I've had this on my TBR for years. I really want to read this. I don't really know too much about it besides that it's a vengeance story and it's about a clan of Welsh Romanis. And I really want to read this. I've had it for so long. I've met the author. This is a signed book. I really, at this point, it's embarrassing that I haven't read it. So I'm going to be picking this up, hopefully. And then the last book I have to read this month is My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I really wanted to get to this in October because I know Kayla at Books and Lala, this is her book club pick for the month, so I kind of wanted to jump into her live show and like get to experience that because she rarely reads things in her book club that I would read. So the fact that we had a book in common, I was pretty excited about. So I'm going to hopefully get to this. Love his writing, and I've been really excited for this. It's sort of his ode to slasher films, and we're following a girl who is like a slasher expert, and like she believes that a slasher is taking place in her town, and maybe she isn't going to be the final girl. And so I don't really know more than that, but I'm just really excited to see what I think. I know I've seen him talk about it and about like how he put a lot of his love of slashers into this, so definitely excited for it. So those are the books that I'm hoping to get to over the course of the next 2 weeks. So I think it's doable. I'm really excited to get to all of these. So what a happy stack of books. Just another 6:30 in the morning, waiting for this dog to decide to poop so we could go back in. She's not a fan of the dark. The sun's coming out. Still not pooping though. Hello, it is now Monday. I have tried to do this section of the video like a million times. Every single time I turn on my camera, somebody disrupts it. And now here's my dog sticking her face in here. Hello, Drew. It's okay. We're going to work around it. So it's Monday, and I read a book this weekend that had nothing to do with this vlog specifically, but that I just want to tell you about because it was so good. I read Displacement by Kiku Hughes, and this was just fantastic. This is a YA graphic novel about a girl who time travels to the past to be in the Japanese internment camps with her grandmother. And it's just so well done. It's such a great story. I just put up a review on History Book by Book if you want to go check that out. I made it the book of the week this week, which is the 18th. I'm like, what day is it? So I'll direct you to go there to check out more details, but I loved this. This is like my favorite kind of story. And I'm realizing as I choose my books of the week and things that I post on the social media for History Book by Book that I clearly have some very specific reading tastes. And like, I knew that, but like I do tend to recommend a lot of World War II era books, specifically like Japanese internment and the Holocaust. Like those two things, I read a lot of that. So anyway, this was amazing. Really, really liked it. Highly recommend picking it up. So that's all I read this weekend. I did read the first chapter of White Smoke, but then didn't get much further because I had other things going on, and I wanted to be able to like read through this when I had time to read a lot at a time. So I'm kind of saving this to pick up later this evening. I have some work to do this afternoon, so I won't really be able to read, but I'm very excited. The first chapter was really good. Very intrigued about what's going on with this, not just the house, but the whole situation that we get set up here just feels like something is wrong. And I need to know more. So definitely excited to pick this up later today and really jump into this story because I'm so intrigued about what's happening. So that's it for the day today. I'm gonna read, I'm gonna work. I'm trying to also get some chores done because anytime I get like lazy on the weekends when I'm just like, I don't want to do anything, I'm just gonna chill. And then the dog like will destroy the house. So I spent half an hour picking up like individual pieces of string and things that she's torn off her toy. It's got like ropes on it that you can chew on, and it's such a mess. So that was my morning. I got my Plum Deluxe order last week, and I haven't opened it yet, but I'm just really interested to see what it is, so let's open it together. First tea I pulled out is, it's Tahitian Spice Black Tea. This sounds interesting. Black tea, pu'er, cinnamon bark, orange peel, ginger root, anise, safflower, vanilla extract, love and gratitude, caffeine. This sounds really nice. I'm excited to try that. That's the tea of the month, I think, because I've never heard of that one before. And then, so that's the tea of the month. And then the second tea I got is Housewarming Black, which is one of my favorites. And I was running low, so now I have another one. Awesome. So I'm very excited for that because this is one of my favorites. It's just very cozy. I don't know. Has a really nice vanilla-y flavor to it. It's really good. So highly recommend that one. And there's always a sample in here. Oops. Okay. And so those are my two teas. And then the sample is Maple Ginger Butterscotch Black. It's my favorite tea this past month. I got some to try because it's one of their new autumn flavors, and oh my gosh, this is so good. This is my new favorite, so that's great that I got in a little bit extra because I will totally drink this up very fast. So those are the Plum Deluxe teas that I got for October. So I'm going to have to make some of this Tahitian spice, and I'll let you guys know what I think. But I hope it's good. It sounds really nice. So I just made myself a cup of the Tahitian Spice black tea, and you can see I've already drunk a bunch of it. It's really good. I added a little oat milk and a little bit of sugar, and it's tasty, so highly recommend checking that. I'll leave a link in my description if you want to check out my affiliate link. I'm a tea ambassador with Plum Deluxe, so if you purchase anything through my link, I make a small commission, but you know, it mostly just supports my tea habit, so thanks a bunch. I'm gonna go finish this tea. I guess this is like my best lighting for filming. I don't know. Sorry for the background. It's chaos. Anyway, it is now Tuesday, and I have not read anything today. I read like the first couple of chapters in here, and I really want to read more. I just haven't had a chance. So this is White Smoke, by the way, in case you cannot tell what book I'm holding since I took off the dust jacket. I have about an hour before I need to make dinner, so I'm going to binge and read as much as I can in this hour, and I'll let you know where I end up. So far, I can say this book is very intriguing. Like, we're getting set up. Oh, hello. We're getting set up with a protagonist who has some weird stuff going on. Like, we don't know exactly what the situation is with her, but we know something bad happened. And she's dealing with the aftermath of that. And on top of that, they've had to move across the country. They're going to live in this new house. It's this whole, like, deal that her mother got with a job. So, like, they're living in this house for free, but you know something is wrong with the house, like, almost immediately. Like, weird stuff is happening, and it's more about, like, the neighborhood and the weird interactions they're having with the people working on the house, and it's just a very strange situation. The house, by the way, is also, like, you know how in some cities and towns they have, like, this street of, like, really old, beautiful, like, Victorian mansions, and they're all like the original houses in this town, and there's like a lot of upkeep to keep them nice. Well, that's what this is. And so the town or the city has purchased all these houses and is like renting them, not renting them, but like they get to live in the house as long as they're under this contract. They get to live there for free, but they have to keep the house up, and like there's this whole thing that they have to sign papers and agree to live there for like 3 years or something. So like there's a lot of like setup happening that I'm really intrigued to see how it all plays out. So anyway, I'm going to start reading, and I will let you guys know more thoughts as I go. It has been an age since I picked up my camera. My hair, what is happening today? My hair is very weird today. It's been ages since I picked this camera up to vlog. It's just been a weird week, I think. I don't know. I've not felt great, and honestly, it's nothing terrible. My period just started today, so like the lead up has gotten worse and worse as I've gotten older, to where at this point I basically have the flu for a week before my period. Sorry if that's TMI. That's just my life now. So this week has not been great. And then let's see, what's today? Today's Thursday. So Tuesday, I don't know what happened or why, but Drusilla, my puppy, ate something she should not have and was sick all night. She basically had diarrhea all night. I know this whole portion of the vlog is just TMI, but you know, just letting you know where I'm at. So she was sick up all night, like literally every couple of hours I had to take her outside. It was just a miserable experience. So yesterday was just me in a haze, basically. I was so tired. Like, I'm in my 40s at this point. Like, the whole newborn thing, I'm over it. I could never again do that. I cannot be up all night anymore like that. It's too much. So anyway, I barely read this week, essentially, is what I'm getting at. So at this point, I'm still reading White Smoke. I'm about halfway, and I'm really, really liking it. Like, I am dying to know what the heck is going on here. I don't know how to talk about it, to be honest, because I don't want to give you spoilers. I feel like there's not a lot I can say. Like, it's a haunted house story, so you've got your typical haunting things happening. But there's also just a lot of weirdness going on. I can definitely see the comparisons with Get Out and that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to talk about this book. I don't know how to talk about things that are like mystery thriller type stories. But I've been really enjoying the story, and I like really want to read more. I just have not. Like yesterday, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was basically unable to read at all. And so I've been reading more today and getting more into the story. I'm dying to know what's going on. I really want to try to finish it tomorrow. I'm going to try to read more tonight, but I think Regina's going to want to watch a scary movie because she's been asking all week and I keep putting her off. So I probably should put a movie on tonight for her. I don't know what we're going to watch yet though. But I'm going to try to still read a little bit more tonight, and we'll see if I can get through this book tomorrow, because I'm dying to know what's going on here. It's doing that thing where something happened beforehand, but they're alluding to it, but not explaining it. And you keep getting tiny, little bits and pieces of more information, but still not enough to explain anything. And so it's just what actually happened here? Why is the main character like this? Why did they come here? What the heck? What happened? I need to know. I want so badly to get to the part of the story where she says what happened. I keep hoping that she's going to explain this at some point. I need to know. At this point, I think my reading is definitely not going to, I don't know. It's just been a weird week. And I had a big stack of books that I really wanted to get through, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. It's hard to read with a puppy around, too. I'm struggling with my reading right now, but it's nothing, it's for a good reason. There's a puppy. So anyway, I'm probably not going to get to as many things as I wanted to, which is too bad, but I'll definitely be reading The Year of the Witching next, because I got a book club to run and I need to read that. So that's the next book on the horizon, I think. And once I finish that, if this vlog isn't over yet, we'll see what else I get to. You guys, I'm standing in the corner of my bookshelves, which I haven't been able to do in I don't even know, ages, because the Peloton was here. The Peloton that I had to have and never use. It's going down to the cellar right now, and you can see myself. I've missed my shelves, but I'm about to miss them again anyway. I did do a quick tidy. As you can see, they look much less cluttered. I've moved some things around so I could fit things better, but I'm gonna lose my shelves again very soon, because the only reason my husband was motivated enough to move the Peloton is because he wants to pull the Christmas tree out. But he's gonna make it a Halloween tree. So we're gonna have a Halloween tree, because we got some cool ornaments. I always call them ornaments, and that's not right. But we're gonna have our Halloween tree decorated, and then it will immediately transition to the Christmas tree November 1st. So perhaps I'll film some of that, but right now I just want to admire the bookshelves. They're beautiful. They're so beautiful. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. I can finally stand here in my little corner of happy, and it's gonna go away. So I'm enjoying it for the minute that I can. I found books today that I forgot I had. It's a Halloween tree. Yeah. It's gonna be really spooky. Yeah. So I finished White Smoke last night, and I was way too tired to be coherent with my thoughts, so I thought I'd pop in this morning. And kind of chat about it. I don't know how to talk about this without being spoilery, so I'm going to try really hard to be very vague. I really liked this. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars, because while I thoroughly enjoyed the story and where it went, I kind of disliked the ending. Not the ending itself, but just how abrupt it was. I wanted a little more. I kind of thought it would go on or have an epilogue or something. For that I dropped 0.5 star, but this was excellent. This was really good. The whole Get Out meets Haunting of Hill House is pretty much spot on. I don't know how to talk about it, because I feel like anything I say about the plot is going to be spoilery. And I really don't want to spoil this for you. I think this story is best if you go in pretty much blind. You don't want to know too much about what's happening. you don't really want to know what this is about, besides that it's Get Out meets Haunting of Hill House, because the more you know going in, the less twisty the plot will be. And this plot does get very twisty. You know something has happened to Mary. You know that like she's maybe not the most reliable narrator throughout the story because of that, but you don't quite know what happened, and it kind of unravels throughout the story, just as like what's going on with this house in this town and the neighborhood, and there's so much going on, and it's all really well done. The way she wove everything together was really excellent. Like, Tiffany D. Jackson is just a genius, and honestly, read all of her stuff because it's all really great. So I'm going to be reading The Year of the Witching now. I'm going to start this later today. This is the book club selection, so I really need to get on it since, you know, it's like the last week of October at this point. And the book club is the live show will be next week sometime. Probably like the first weekend in November, something like that. I need to get started on this. I've really got no idea what this is. I know it has to do with witches. I know that the protagonist, I think, is a black woman. I don't really know. I kind of don't want to read the synopsis. I keep almost reading it and then stopping myself because I kind of think this is the sort of book I want to go into blind. I've heard lots of people say this is great. It's like a historical fantasy kind of deal. I don't think this is set necessarily in like our world, but I think it's historically similar. That's really all I know. So, looking forward to getting into this. And so that's my plan. Start the Year of the Witching. I'm working on some stuff for Build Your Library. I have a blog post I'm working on getting up. I'm working on some stuff for History Book by Book. I just finished editing my video that's going to go up on Monday the 25th. So, super excited about that. I filmed a video on Friday, I think, where I talked about like my journey to horror and why I'm a horror fan and that sort of stuff. So by the time this is up, that will already be there. So you'll have already seen it, but you know, I'm kind of excited about it. Maybe my favorite thumbnail I ever made for a video. So that's going up on Monday because honestly, this vlog is about to just completely fall apart. Tomorrow, on Monday, I go to get the dental implant put in and I am dreading it. I don't want to go, but it must be done. But I am excited that we're a step closer to the end of this process because I'm so sick of it. I'm tired. So tired of it. But honestly, I don't know how much filming I'm going to be able to get done this week because historically, like the last time I had this done, I was pretty much out of it the entire day of the surgery. And then the next day, I was just in too much pain to do anything. And then the day after that, I was starting to feel a little better, but still not really on top of things. So it took me like 3 or 4 days to kind of bounce back enough to be able to function. I have been told this won't be as bad, but I don't know. I don't know if I believe that or not. So I'm kind of anxious about it. I might be back at like the end of the week just to do a wrap up to let you guys know how my week went. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film anything in between though. So I don't know what the rest of this vlog is going to look like. Long time no see. It's been days. Many days since I filmed last. I think the last time I popped in it was Sunday, and it is now Thursday. Today is the first day that I have felt like I could actually function as a human. Like I said, Monday I had oral surgery. They put in the implant. I still throw the flipper, which is, today is the first day I could get it in. And, because it's just like the metal post, but they like, I don't know, it's a lot to explain. Basically, they put the post in and then like sewed my gums back together over the post so that, you know, I don't know. I was out of it when they explained everything. My husband was trying to tell me what they did. I was like, I don't know. But today is the first day that I can like talk because I could get the flipper in. And I'm not in a lot of pain, so I just took some Tylenol this morning, so I feel better. So I feel like I can like function enough to do things. So anyway, I just wanted to check in and say I've barely read this week because I've been mostly out of it. I've slept all day Monday, I slept a lot of Tuesday. Yesterday I was feeling a little better, but still not quite right, and so I didn't read a lot. And so today is the first day I've been able to read. So yeah, this vlog is going great. Like, I'm 50 pages into the Year of the Witching. I like it so far. It's good. I don't know what I was expecting. Honestly, I kind of went into this mostly blind, and I'm glad I did because I feel like this is gonna be a ride. All I know right now is that we're in this like weird sort of cult. It feels like some sort of religious cult, but it also feels very puritanical, like maybe this is in the 1600s. I don't know. I don't know because this isn't really set in any specific period, I don't think. I wasn't sure about that, honestly, if this was like meant to be historical fantasy or if this is just straight fantasy that looks similar to a historical period. I don't know, but it feels very puritanical. Almost like fairy tale quality to it. Like, don't go in the woods, it's evil in there. And like, it kind of reminds me a little bit too of that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village. So I don't know where this is going though, at all. I'm very curious to see what happens here. I'm excited. So, like I said, I'm 50 pages in. I need to take a break in a minute because I need to start some dinner. But I can't wait to read more of this. Other things I've read this week, or I read with my ears, my daughter and I just finished listening to the audiobook for Catching Fire, which if you guys haven't listened to the Hunger Games on audio, I highly recommend. Like, it so far has been like my favorite audiobook that I've listened to, which isn't a lot. I haven't listened to a ton of audiobooks, but this is the first like story, like fiction audiobook that I've really enjoyed. Maybe it's because it's a story I already know. I was able to like really get into the narration of it. I don't know. But it's narrated by Tatiana Maslany, who is amazing. And I just thought she did such a good job with all the voices. And like, I'm in awe of her talent there. Like, I like to think I can do voices, but then when I hear somebody else really do voices, I'm like, oh, never mind. I can't do voices. But anyway, we finished that this morning. So tonight I promised her we were going to watch Catching Fire. So she's very excited for that. I don't know what we're going to do yet with Mockingjay because I want to listen to it on audio, but she was asking if I would just read it to her. And so I don't know. We'll see what we end up doing. But that's our next read aloud. I wanted to finish that in December so that in January we can jump back in with some like actual historical fiction like I'd planned. But like, we're enjoying that a lot. Like, I forgot how much I loved the Hunger Games books. And just, I'm thoroughly enjoying this reread with her. We also have been watching some scary movies this week. She's been begging me to let her watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I've been hesitant because, like, I don't know if she's ready for slashers. There's just a lot of, like, sex, drugs, like that kind of stuff that I'm just, like, not 100% comfortable watching with my 12-year-old. So I've been putting her off. But I finally decided, like, my husband and I watched Nightmare 3, Dream Warriors, the other night. When I was just like, I need some comfort something because I'm just not feeling great and I want to watch something that makes me feel happy. So what do I watch? I watched Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. So then I was like, I really want to watch 4 because that's my favorite. Like, of the franchise. I don't even know why, but for some reason Dream Master has always been like my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street after 1. And so I was like, you know, that's pretty mild overall. And I feel like you don't need a ton of backstory to get in there. So I was like, let's start there. So Sarah was mad at me that I would introduce her that way because, like, she hates that movie. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. Regina will maybe even like it because that was her introduction. So anyway, we watched that and it was a lot of fun. And she loved it. So yay for that. And I'm also wearing my Nightmare on Elm Street shirt. My cute little Pop Freddy. Anyway, I'm rambling because I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys in days. And I finally can. So Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go make some dinner. I'm gonna try to read a little bit more this evening before we watch the movie, because I'm dying to know what the heck is going on here. This feels like it's gonna get really weird, and I'm excited for it. Also, we finished decorating our Halloween tree. So we put all the ornaments and stuff on here. We have all these ornaments. It's so hard to say. I keep calling them ornaments, but that's not right. But but we got all these fun, like, spooky ornaments. And so we did like kind of Halloweenish lights on the tree. And yeah, it's just my husband always wants to get our Christmas tree up as early as humanly possible. And he got me on board this year by basically bribing me with spooky ornaments. So, whatever. It's fine. I'm enjoying looking at the tree lit up and spooky. So, yeah. He tried to stick Buddy back here, but I was like, it's too soon. So he's hiding behind a witch hat, because why not? And then we have the spooky jack-o'-lanterns down here. And there's Drew. Hi, Drew. How's it going, puppy? Hi. We weren't sure how she'd handle the tree, so it's still behind the gate. But she's really not that interested. Oh, hi, it's me trying to salvage this vlog unsuccessfully. So and this is like not high enough. Let me pick this up. So, it's Halloween. I'm done. This is the last day of filming. I am only about 70 pages into this book. I don't know. This is just not the week for me to be doing this, but I started the month thinking I was going to do 2 vlogs, and so I stuck to it and I tried to do 2 vlogs. The first vlog I felt was kind of successful. This one was not. I mean, I did read things. I read like 3 or 4 books this week, but only like one of them was for the vlog itself, and then I didn't finish the second one. So, I'm sorry this fell apart, but you know what? I'm sticking to it. We're doing it. It's happening. I'm going to get this uploaded sometime early this coming week. So I apologize for my nonsense. I should have known not to try to vlog the week I was having oral surgery and knew that I would be unable to do the things. But I was like, it's fine. I'll just, I'll work around it. No. So anyway, I'm just going to say, really liking this so far, even though I'm only like 70 pages in. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about it though, because I'm only 70 pages in. But, I think it's good. I have the live show next weekend, so I have to finish it this week, which I will. I mean, I feel like now that I'm feeling better, that's fine. I'll be able to do it. But this week was just not the week for me to be reading things, because half the week I was so tired I could not keep my eyes open most of the day, and then whenever I tried to pick up a book, I would literally just fall asleep. So I didn't read most of the week, but it's Halloween, so I wanted to do spooky makeup, but I didn't know if I wanted to do like zombies or vampire or anything, and I decided just to do like red. It matches my shirt. So I don't really have a whole lot of plans today. We are doing some dog training. We have an appointment for our first like training class with Drew. So we're doing that this afternoon, and then trick-or-treats later. I mean, nothing fancy. We're just neighborhood trick-or-treating. I'm making hot dogs for dinner. So, the usual for Halloween. We might watch something spooky. Robin and I watched Halloween, the one from 2018 last night, because I'd never seen it. And I wanted to watch Halloween Kills, but I didn't want to watch that till I'd seen Halloween. So we watched that last night. It was cool. We liked it. I'm not usually a big fan of those movies. I don't know. I find them kind of repetitive, but I kind of was interested to see what they did with Laurie Strode as like an older woman, like a grandmother, like still fighting. Like I like that. So I wanted to see it. It kind of reminded me of Lynette from the Final Girl Support Group. I felt like big vibes from that. And I thought, wow, that's exactly how I kind of pictured Lynette, like just completely off the hinges paranoid, but like right. So anyway, I really liked that. So we might watch Halloween Kills tonight. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Regina really wanted to watch another scary movie, and she can't watch that because she's not seeing the other ones. So I don't know what we'll do. But that's like the tradition. We watch lots of scary things. So that's the plan. We'll see what we end up actually doing. So I realized I didn't actually end my vlog. So this will be the end of my reading vlog for October. I figured to end it, I would just kind of do a wrap up of what I read. Here's my stack. So let's just walk through the things I read over the entire month of October, just like a quick review. So let's see. I read Misery by Stephen King, which I ended up giving about 3 stars. It just wasn't meant for me, I think, but I've achieved like something by reading it, because this has been the book that's haunted me for the longest time. I could never get through it. I finally have, so now I can say I read it like I'm a real Stephen King fan. I don't know, but I finished it anyway. I read The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, which I gave 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun, not super deep, and it was more thriller than horror, I think, but overall I really enjoyed the story. Really enjoyed that, although I tend to enjoy all the Grady Hendrix. Vampires Never Get Old, and this is by a variety of YA authors. I think I gave this like 3.5 stars. There was a couple stories in here that like I really, really liked, but for the most part this was just sort of okay. But those couple of stories I think make it worthwhile to pick this up. They were really great, and it was a lot of fun to find some like really good vampire stories. And my daughter and I listened to Catching Fire. This was our like read aloud, but we did audiobook because I knew I was going to have oral surgery and wouldn't be able to talk for a couple of days. So I thought we would listen to this, and it was very enjoyable. I thought this was a really great audiobook. Probably one of my favorite audiobooks I've listened to, I think. Tatiana Maslany is just fantastic. She gets the voices just so well. Like, I don't know, I'm always impressed by people who can do really great voices, so highly recommend getting the audio of this if you haven't listened to it before. But yeah, not much. It's an old book. I don't really have a lot to say about it, but it was 5 stars. This is my favorite book in the Hunger Games trilogy, so it was really fun to revisit it as an audiobook. And I read White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson, which I thoroughly enjoyed. This was a 4-star book. Would have been 5 stars, but I feel like the ending was just super abrupt and I wanted more. But I really enjoyed the twists and turns the story took. I loved the unreliable narrator aspect of it, because that's one of my favorite things in this kind of reading, in this kind of story, is just like you don't really know what's happening because they don't really know what's happening. But yeah, I thought this was really fun, really interesting, like definitely agree with the comparisons to both The Haunting of Hill House and Get Out. So, very good story. Definitely recommend picking it up. I read Displacement by Kiku Hughes. This is a YA graphic novel, and I loved it. This is 5 stars. I tend to enjoy almost anything and everything that has to do with World War II and either the Holocaust or Japanese internment camps. And this is to do with the Japanese internment camps. This is a story about a girl who is pulled back in time, and she experiences her grandmother's time in the Japanese internment camps. And like she keeps getting pulled back, and sometimes she's only there for a few minutes, and at one point she's there for like more than a year. This is just a really great story about generational trauma and how stuff like that can affect a person even when they've never experienced the event themselves. And the illustrations in this are great. The story itself is really well done. I love stuff like this. give me more like graphic memoirs, and like this is based on her actual grandmother's time in the camps, the author. And so I just love that. And then finally I read Fever Year, The Killer Flu of 1918 by Dawn Brown. This is a nonfiction graphic novel, and I thought it was good. I gave this, I think, 3.5, 4 stars. And my only complaint about this is that it was a little bit dry. I've enjoyed some of his other graphic novels that are nonfiction. This one just, I don't know, it felt slightly dry to me, but the pace was fast, so I think it was still a really good introduction to the subject matter. Just wish it had been a little more interesting. Maybe if we had more personal accounts or something like that. Like, I don't know. But I thought this was pretty interesting and informative, had a lot of good information on the subject matter. I just wanted a little bit more from it, I think. I also read an ARC. I read By the Light of the Fireflies by Jenny L. Walsh. I read that on my Kindle. This is a middle grade historical fiction about Sybil Ludington, a real person who lived during the Revolutionary War, and she is very little known about her. She did a similar ride to Paul Revere, except hers was longer and a little bit more dangerous, and she managed to do it as a like 16-year-old girl. So she was a spy. It was a pretty interesting story. I haven't really heard too much about her before, so that was interesting to get to read. I think I gave this 3.5 stars because I thought it was okay. It was more of a horse story than I realized it was going to be. I'm not big on horse stories. I'm not a horse girl. I'm kind of afraid of horses, honestly, so I didn't really get anything from that aspect of the story. So, but if you've got a kid who's into horses, this might be a good option for a read aloud or some independent reading to go along with your study of the American Revolution. So that's it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it got kind of wacky at the end with me not being able to read. Like, I did not finish The Year of the Witching, so I'm going to be reading that this week because I have a live show on Saturday, so I have to have it done by then. But I'm plugging away. I'm enjoying it. I just, had a rough week. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.